Kalen DeBoer taking over, and really this is his first true year. They have the entire offseason to build his program at Alabama, and he hit the recruiting trail yesterday, and he came down here. He was in our neck of the woods recruiting some of the best prospects in the state. We're going to talk about that. Also, two big-time talents, two guys that Alabama relied on heavily last year, have elected to return to Tuscaloosa. So some good news for Kalen DeBoer outside of recruiting. We're going to talk about all that right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. I know I say that every day. It confuses the Auburn fans, but for you Alabama fans, you know what it's all about. Roll Tide. Let's go. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here, and a roll tide to you as we talk Alabama football every day on the channel, and appreciate you for being here. All right, let me start with the recruiting element of this, because hearing a lot of people who are down here that had an opportunity to talk to Coach DeBoer while he was down here in South Alabama, and talks about how Coach DeBoer is combing Alabama around, trying to get some of the state's best players to come to Tuscaloosa. And it starts with a guy at St. Paul's. He's going to try to get this guy. And when your name is Anthony Tank Jones, yeah, you want to definitely get this guy. And he is going to be one of the most sought-after players in the country, if he isn't already. But he's a 5-star edge guy, according to our friends at On3, 24/7 Sports. Everybody talks about him. Jake Coker, my partner on the Elephant in the Room podcast, who went to St. Paul's, talks about what a machine this guy is, how good he is. So Coach DeBoer in town with Christian Robinson, and they met with him at St. Paul's and are pushing hard to get him. Another guy that brought him right into our back door, being that I live in Fairhope, is Gunner Rivers, right? St. Michael's Catholic in Fairhope. And you're going, that Rivers. Yeah. His dad's Phillip Rivers. And my good buddy Skip Powers, who was one of the sports information directors at Alabama with Coach Saban back in the day, also was with the Chargers in the NFL and spent time around the Rivers family, and can't talk enough great about the Rivers family. But he's a sophomore quarterback, and they're saying it could be a chip off the old block. One of the 40 overall best players in that class already, and DeBoer and company already down and making relationships with Gunner Rivers. So that's another big one there to keep an eye on. The entire coaching staff, from what I understand, was here and there. Nick Sheridan was down here as well, talking to people. Courtney Morgan, who's the general manager. Maurice Lindquist is out there. I mean, all of these guys going out, trying to get in front of some of the best players in the upcoming class. And when Coach DeBoer took over, we wondered, how was he going to do recruiting wise? How would he do with guys like Zion Gibson out of Gadsden City, right? Would he be able to go in there and make an impression on these guys? And the answer is, from what we're hearing, yes, that the players have, and their families and the coaches really feel good about Coach DeBoer. They like being around him, and they feel like that, he's someone that they could certainly play for. Now, being liked and committing to go to Alabama, being a closer, Nick Saban was the best closer I've ever seen. Will he be able to do that? We'll keep an eye on it. But just knowing that he's out there pushing hard is a good thing for our program. And, just from all reports, he's making a great impression on some of the state's best players, right? Now, we got some more good news, and I want to tell you that right now, but I want to remind you that we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi, the sports book at the Golden Moon Casino. Go in there right now. You got the NFL, and you got college football playoff. You got all those things going on, and you can play those as you watch on the TVs in there. They got all the big TVs. They got all the major pro and college games. They've got professional racing, boxing, all of that stuff. You can bet on it all there at Pearl River Resort. And it's an hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 hours and change from Birmingham. And I know some of you guys have gone over there. Jonathan, you went over there. You had a great time. Wes told me what an awesome time he had. You'll have a great time over there as well, and some big concerts coming up. But that's at Pearl River Resort, and we appreciate them. All right, two guys who are coming back. And first, defensive lineman Jah-Marien Latham coming back to Alabama. This is good news for the Crimson Tide, and this will be his senior year. So even though it's actually his 6th year of college football, he had the COVID year, so he got the extra year on that and redshirted the 21 season. So whatever, he's going to be back. This is good. He had 26 tackles, a sack last season. You need as many of these guys as you can. You start to look around and say, okay, this offensive line, we had some guys go to the NFL. We had some guys transfer out. Who's going to be here? Well, Jordan Renaud and Keelan Keeley and Kelby Collins, the transfer from Florida. Those guys will be out there trying to chase down quarterbacks at the bandit spot. And, we'll find out how that all goes down as Alabama builds. But you can't have enough of those guys on the line of scrimmage chasing down quarterbacks. I really do feel like this is a good news. I thought he was going to stay, but you never know. I mean, like, you're that close to being able to go to the NFL. A team might want you. The NFL is just like college. You can't have enough depth at that spot, right? And then the second guy is Germie Bernard, and he's back. And this is a huge one for Alabama because he was their most consistent receiver. And that was announced by Pete Thamel of ESPN, but On3 and the rest of the recruiting services were on that one pretty quick. Bernard talked about Coach DeBoer and the program that he's building, and he feels like they're close to a championship. He wanted to be a part of that. I think there's a sense around the football building too, that these guys really want to get back to being Alabama again. And I don't think they're happy about the 9-4 season, but Bernard was great. Started all of Alabama's games, 6'1", 210-pound wide receiver. He had 50 catches and almost 800 yards receiving. And we knew that he was going to come in, and we knew that there was a lot of different things that he could do after transferring from Washington. So it's great to have him back. He had a couple of receiving touchdowns and a rushing touchdown, and I don't think that really even scratched the surface of what he'll be able to accomplish coming back. So this will be another year for him. And if you remember, he started out at Michigan State. And with Alabama losing so many guys in the wide receiver room, 6 guys transferred out. And then, you had all those guys hurt last year. Bernard was the one consistent next to Ryan Hollywood Williams. So pretty excited that he's going to come back. I think that's really fantastic for Alabama. And we'll see what happens. I feel like this is an area where, at least you got your 2 best guys back from last year. You'll try to build on that. And for Alabama, pretty excited to name these 2 guys with the list of other players that could have left and decided to stay. So anyway, that's where we are right now. Thank you for being here. Don't forget, again, we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort. We talk about them every day. But also, as you get that holiday cash, let me put it up there, newlifeart.com, promo code Bama Tailgate. Take advantage of that Bama Tailgate, promo code. And go out and pick up something that's fantastic, like this right here. This is the Restoring Order print. It's autographed by Courtney Upshaw, Daniel Moore, Deontay Hightower signed this one. Brad Smelly signed it. Marquise Mays. These are amazing prints. They're like snapshots in time. I love them. Nothing looks better in your office, in your man cave, in your house, in your studio than a Daniel Moore print. So take advantage of that 20% off when you use our promo code on all the classics. And you can use that for the mugs, and you can use that for the canvases, and you can use that for the calendars, just not the new releases, but there's a ton of great stuff over there. So take advantage of it. And thank you guys for being here. So Roll Tide, we'll do it again tomorrow. And we'll see. I feel like there's a lot of stuff breaking right now. And for the most part, it's been really good news for Alabama as Coach DeBoer makes his way around the state recruiting. Roll Tide.